Good afternoon, my awesome support people on here on YouTube. And if you guys can like, comment, post, that'd be awesome. Or if you guys want to comment on another book or something for you guys to read, I will be gladly go spend my money to read a book that you guys might want me to read for you guys. Check. If you're new here, hi, I'm R.I.F.T. That's who I go by. And it's random ideas for things. That's what I go by. Because I don't do what a lot of people do, all these same things everyone else does. It's my own page. I will do what I want within reason, within the YouTube reason and YouTube little laws they have in their own world, and within guidelines and stuff like that. But if you're new here, I'm reading the Blobs by Justin Stewart, one half of the J Stu crew. Chapter 7, Distress Call. If we follow those footprints, they'll lead us right to him, Zelima declared. Goosebob raised an eyebrow and smirked. It doesn't take a private investigator to figure that out. You don't even look like one. Zelma shot him a sly glance. Exactly. I like to stay on the down low. If everyone I met knew I was an investigator, it would be a lot harder to investigate them. She gave him a wink. Goosebumps grunted for her logic. As the sun dipped behind the mountains, casting long shadows across the ground, Chubbs announced, "It's getting dark, everyone." Goosebumps rolled his eyes. "Oh, thanks, Captain Blavius. I thought it was time for breakfast, Zelma." Breakfast. Zelma turned on him with eyes waiting. "You know, you've been on my nerves since I saw you. You're rude, and you're not as tough as you pretend to be. I bet you secretly love unicorns and sprinkle cakes. So stop acting like you're all hardcore." Goosebumps' face tensed up, speechless as he turned red. The others waited in the loaded silence. Chubbs snapped out of his anxious state out of the mention of food. "Sprinkle cakes. I love sprinkle cakes." And then down here in the corner, they got like a diary of Goosebumps making fun of him. It was diary. Lobster made a whistling sound under agreement. Zelma knelt and examined the ground through her blinding fine glass. Footprints and tire tracks crisscrossed the dirt. Her eyes narrowed in concentration. "So there aren't any sprinkle cakes?" Chubb's shoulders slumped. "What is it?" Willoughby leaned closer. Zelma stood up and her expression grinned. "He's been captured." "Captured?" Chubbs yelled, his voice crackled. "By who? I thought we were the only ones here." Lobster gave a loud beep of alarm. Zelma shook her head. "We were wrong. But we're going to figure out who took him and get him back. Especially the only way we're going to do that." She fixed Goosebumps with a stern look, as if we learn to get along and work like a team. "Teamwork makes the dream work." Willoughby high-fived himself with an exaggerated grin. Their eyes followed the tracks to where they led beyond the rocky terrain toward an ominous blue hue, electric bursts crackling like a storm on the horizon. Willoughby clenched his fists in determination. "Let's get Kadetsky back," he yelled, taking off the mystery glowing cloud. "Willoughby, wait!" Zelma called, but he was already sprinting ahead, charging headfirst into the unknown. Willoughby tripped onto a small rock and tumbled forward several times like a bowling ball, rolling toward the gutter. "I'm all right," he said from the ground with a thumbs up. "Guys, you're right." Goosebumps smoothed out his mohawk. "I'm sorry for being so rude, and I was just really upset about the whole meteor blowing up our planet, and then I let out a crash landing and get the best of me." "It's okay, Goosebumps," Zelma said. "This is a stressful situation. We just got to remember we're on the same team and we need to work together." "Yeah," Chubbs chimed in. "Even though you're a really big and scary guy, I think you got some serious coolness." Lobster made a bright chirp of encouragement. "Thanks, guys." Goosebumps gave them each fist pumps. After trying and failing for hours He reprogrammed the guards so he could send an interspace distress call to Blob Force. Cadetsi slumped against the cold stone with the stone wall in the damp, barred jail cell in defeat. Just floated lazily in the air, humiliated by a faint beam of light coming through the barrel window high above. He stared at the cuffs on his wrist, his thoughts buzzing. I'm a fake. I'm actually in the Blob Force. Even worse, they rejected me. Why did I lie to the crew? Maybe Blob Force was right. I don't have what it takes. How else did I get the capture so fast? A little weed growing out of the crack in the floor made him think of Chubbs. Chubbs, his best friend. He was stranded somewhere out there and probably in danger. What if these big cups things found Chubbs and captured him too? Cadetsi gritted his teeth. He had to find a way to save his friend. If only he actually made it into the Blob Force, he would have gotten the training he needed to save Chubbs and the others. Think Cadetsi, what would I do if I was really in Blob Force? Cadetsi picked up the guard's comm again. Well, the first thing an officer would do is not quit. Can't give up. With renewed determination, he returned to messing with controls and wires on the comm. Suddenly, its screen lit up and the tiny speaker crackled with static. Cadexi's eyes widened in surprise. Nope. I got it working. He found what seemed like an open galactic emergency channel. He seen it in Blob Force training manual. He wasn't sure, but he had to try. He pressed a button to activate the microphone. Blob Force, come in. This is Cadetsi from Escape Pod 526. We crash landed on unknown planet. We need immediate evacuation, and I've been captured. The comm crackled and went silent. Well, either I've just contacted Blob Force or I've done something really stupid, he sighed, despite settling on him like a cold fog. Probably something stupid. Heavy footsteps thudded down the hallway outside the door. Cadetsi scrambled to hide the comm in his shirt. A giant shadow loomed on the wall outside the cell, growing larger and more menacing as the footsteps grew louder. Cadetski's pulse quickened, his nerves on edge, but when the figure rounded the corner, it was much less intimidating than a shadow he had suggested. Smaller, glitchy, followed by several towering guards. Let's talking Ben thing is down here, Lord Zord. Buzzed mechanical voice of one of the big glitzies. Cadetski's heart sank. A sharp electric crackle filled the air as the cell door unlocked. Two figures entered. The first, a small, imposing figure with gleaming metal armor and claws instead of hands, was none other than Lord Zord, the leader of the Glitzies. Now, what could a space critter like you be doing on a planet Thog? Lord Zord, high-pitched voice taunted. Cadetsi swallowed hard. I didn't mean to be here. We were heading to our new planet when we crashed. Lord Zord slammed his stuff in the ground. Electricity surged through the air. Are you here to steal the Doomsicles? He demanded, his tone as sharp as his own tactical edges. No, Cadetsi stammered. Panic expanded in his chest like Zorby bubbles. I promise I'm not here to. Wait, what's a Doomsicle? The Galaxy exchanged glances before bursting into love. Even better, Lord said, sneered. Might come in handy after all, for our galaxy domination plan. His laugh echoed through the cell, cold and menacing. Cadetsi shrank back, wondering if he ever make it out. Justin, I don't like some of these words. I know how to read, but you just make some weird names and weird words in here. But I like it. You have a good day, guys. If you don't like this, oh well, my page. I don't make the rules. That's my page. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the watches. Please subscribe. Please share. Thank you.